Everybody, hello. Allow me to welcome you to a little bit of heaven on earth. We're at the deer lease. We're doing a little summer scouting shenanigans, getting some mineral sites, taking down some stands. We're gonna be checking some cameras. We've got all the good stuff here, but we're mixing it up. We're gearing up for deer season. We already have been, but it's gonna be the first thing kind of showing you that. So anyways, we're gonna have a darn good time doing it. Oh my gosh. I got him. Oh my gosh. Look at that. We're just ready to get after him, man.
You know what that fish said when I laid into him? When I scooped him across the front deck? He said, sheesh.
So first things first. I'm gonna drop something. Okay, so we're just gonna hop around, do some housekeeping, if you will. Mosley is so excited that she's here. But we're gonna mix up some minerals. We got trace minerals, and we've got some good old dicalcium phosphate. So we're gonna have 4 mineral sites. We've got some corn. Of course, you can't, in Tennessee, you can't hunt over it, but you can put some out in the preseason. It really doesn't do us any good other than just trying to get a gauge of some deer. Gives us a place to put a camera. But we got a few places we'll put some corn out, but really more worried about the minerals. Take down a few permanent stands, since I'm only really gonna be hunting here probably 3 or 4 days all season, since we're moving up north. Dana and I will be doing a lot more hunting on some public stuff in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. But yeah, try to get this place tied up and taken care of, and this is where we're gonna start. So we're using 2 parts trace to 1 part dicalcium. I'm starting to think this is just gonna be a lot easier if I take the bags back there and don't use these buckets. All right, so this is the first mineral site, and it's cool because there's tracks all in it. I mean, we've had it here for years, and they're still here. They dug it down to some water and are still obviously coming here and getting some minerals. We're gonna freshen it up for them. I always like to rake it in with a heavy rake, and yeah, if I can show you a couple of these bigger tracks before Mosley walks all over them, I will. There you have it. Keep those mamas milking and those antlers growing. Just stuck a trail camera up. It's the only one we'll put up that wasn't already out here. This is by far the best place to see big bucks early in the summer, or early in the season and in the summer. It's the one spot where we can consistently get pictures and know they're coming out of, because there's really, really good bedding. It's all really thick right here. This is a big high flat. I actually walked this and found a couple of doe beds in February when we were here doing that rabbit hunt episode in the snow. But a lot of the times those bucks are coming off this back little fall, and what it is, there's a little drain off the back side of this flat. Depending on the wind, they can either sit on the back side of this flat or the back side of the opposite flat and have the wind coming over their back and be watching the other hill. The problem with this is that it's really, really hard to hunt this in the early season because it's so thick. What I've done in the past is set up on that back side of the site where I'm looking towards where the deer are coming from. I think I'm gonna have to, I think there's more deer that travel back here than there are that travel back there. So I'm gonna find a spot, a little trail that funnels down back there, a little bit closer to the bedding. I don't think that the bucks aren't bedding so close that I'm gonna spook them getting in the tree. But on days early in the season where I think we might be able to catch one slipping back to bed, I think my odds are a little better if I'm a little bit further back in. I don't know. It's a perplexing spot for me because I know they're here and I don't know how to kill them out of it yet. But I think I've got it figured out this year. We'll find out. All right, so we're gonna do this next spot to get it over with, because this is I've got a long walk, and we got 2 5-gallon buckets full of salt. There's a camera down here that I'm really excited to check that will definitely have some deer on, hopefully some bucks. But I need to take my computer, so we're gonna take the backpack. I need to take the rake. I don't want to carry the rake with the buckets, so we're just gonna strap the rake. Oh, that's not gonna work. Okay, we're not gonna strap the rake. Hang on. It's gonna be a long walk. We better have a buck on this camera. I finally found it. I walked too far. This is the biggest communal rub, or communal scrape rather, I've ever seen. I found it at the very end of last season. I mean, literally the last day I hunted out here, but they still kept it pretty fresh. I mean, at least They've kept it uncovered. This is, I'll try to explain this real quick, is this is a big point all down through here. You've got another point off the other side of this ridge, and this is, we think, the main travel corridor across the property. Everywhere kind of from here down, depending on the wind, it's awesome bedding all around the lip of this point for them. They've got, it's real clear looking at the top of this point. They can see down in all the little bottoms, but it gets pretty thick once you get another 80, 100 yards in there. So when all these trails that come from all these little bottom little feeders, there's pretty much where they meet up top. I didn't want to set it all too far down in here, so like I just walked, but pretty cool. Pretty cool. There's gonna be some deer die down here. We hung these little bag of bucks, little mineral drips. That's in 6 months they've dug that out. So it's good they're already used to minerals being here. They know to look for them. Should have given them a lot more. Camera's right there. I'm anxious to check it. So we're gonna do that first. Did you like that? Check those buck pictures? Biggins. Biggins. If there was, I wouldn't know. Camera didn't work. Well, actually it probably worked. There weren't any pictures on it. I'm gonna think back to February 20th. And I think that I probably hung that little mineral drip bag thing after putting up the camera, thinking I'll come turn the camera on after I hang this mineral thing up. But I never did. Nope, sure didn't. So it's been sitting there for 5 months. Hadn't taken a picture. Good news is, batteries are fresh, and just gonna make a nice surprise for next time. And I gotta remember where I put my rake at. The rake didn't make it 40 yards from the truck. I used one of God's rakes, a little stick. I turned it around, I threw it towards the truck. I'm like, okay, I can see the tailgate from where I threw it at, because I knew I would lose it. So stupid. Oh, rake. Bigfoot's gonna hop out from behind a tree and knock me over the head with it. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, there it is. Haha. I got a couple stands pulled down. I'm just, with me moving to Pennsylvania, I'm not really gonna have any need for a permanent stand. I'm gonna give the saddle deal a go. Anybody needs a couple of sets of ladders and a stand? I thought I had 2 stands in the tree that stand was in, and I don't know where it is, but anyways. But here you go, real quick. Here's your summer scouting essentials. You gotta have a good pair of binoculars. You know, normally I'm wearing the bucket hat, but it's actually been relatively cool today. I picked a good day to do this. You want a good pack. If you're like me, you sometimes forget all the little components you need with your computer if you're checking cameras. And then, probably most important, you gotta have tick spray. Are you a fan of Lyme disease? Me either. So don't forget your tick spray. I've been using this Sawyer stuff for a long time. It's phenomenal. I don't ever find them. Ticks, chiggers, I'm fine. Last summer I had one summer trip that I came and left my can at home in a different pack, and I had 5 ticks on me when I got home. When I spray it, I don't. So I keep spraying it. We're gonna dive down in here. This is where I had a couple of big buck encounters last year, and where they were ripping it up in the late season. I just couldn't make it happen. So we've got a little mineral drip we're gonna check. We're gonna make another site, and good stuff. I'm ready to go home. That always takes longer and requires more effort than I expect, but that's okay. It's part of it. Thanks for joining us. First hunting thing of the year, really. One thing I'm excited about this year is that I'm gonna have 2 more guys that are gonna join the channel, if you will, and do some filming during deer season. I can't wait to watch them hunt because they're a hoot. They're actually, one of them I had in class this past year. He's graduated from high school. I got to turkey hunt some with 2 guys this spring. It's Ben Williamson and John Thomas are their names, and they are men of the woods, you could say. So they're a hoot, and they darn well know what they're doing. So they're going to be a lot of fun to have with us this year too. I'll be in Pennsylvania and New Jersey most of the time, so we'll mix it up a little bit. We'll have some diversity. But anyways, I might have to just throw in some random cool velvet pictures from the past, since my camera that I really thought was going to have buck pictures flubbed up today. So enjoy some of these deer that I really hope are still alive. Anyways, all right, cool. thanks for watching. Next time we're gonna get back to fishing because at least when it's hot, I can jump in the water.